Happy, whatever day it is for you. But here it is Friday, the day that I am recording this message. And I have not been able to sit to my computer yet and work. However, I've done a lot of work behind the scenes, and I have a big message. God is calling me to share some things with you that it's deep in my heart of all of the realizations that I've had that are culminating and actually culminating into a version that I wanted to have more clarity on. And today I want to talk about the midlife battles that led me and that lead up to rise up and live well with joy. I don't know about you listening to this right now, what stage you are in life. Why is the camera shutting down on me? What stage you are in life, if you are in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s. We are always navigating different things in each stage, and each stage brings us to wisdom. But the most important thing that we need to do is inner work. And mostly the culture, our life, the people around us, the teachings, everybody teaches us to learn from the outside, when in reality, the most precious learnings come from within, the inside, doing that inner work. That it's so important. Well, God is leading me to do some things. I don't know why it's shutting down, but I'm not gonna stop the recording because life always is happening for us, not to us. And whatever happens in our life is there for us to learn a lesson. So I want to share with you some things that I have gone through and that I'm going through that has given me so much clarity on my mission. And we're always refining, and we have big goals, we have a vision, we have big dreams. Sometimes we do not know where to start. We feel so confused, so troubled. And in perimenopause, it's when we feel like stuck in the mud, when nothing is moving, when everything feels yucky, when our energy is so bad and heavy, and we feel like everything is breaking down in us. It's like, what is going on? You feel confused. You feel like all the power that you had before in your 20s and your 30s, all of a sudden it's gone. It's like, where is the Mike, in my case, where's the Mike that I knew before? Where is that version of me that I knew before that was like strong and powerful and knew exactly what she wanted and was uh, managing everything? We start to manage everything, but then all of a sudden we have forgotten where we are, who we are, how to manage ourselves, because in doing everything for everybody, we lost ourselves. That has been my case, and that has been the case of thousands of women. I have had conversations. I've done a lot of research. I read so many messages from people in so many groups on Facebook, on social media, and all the networkings and all the places that I go to. The more I share my story, or the more open I am to listen to other people's stories, the more I understand that we are all part of one, and that we need to learn to do our own inner work. But what happens is that we're not open to do that inner work until something breaks down, until we feel like broken, until we don't feel like ourselves anymore. That is a crack, right? When our perimenopause teaches us to okay, something is wrong. I need to pay attention. Something I need to take care of this and find a solution. Guess what? Those little enlightenments, those little seeks for that solution are going to lead you to the mission, to your calling, to the version of you that God has in store for you. And the more I'm learning about Jesus and God and my journey and my struggles, the more I am open to receive. Hear me on this one. Open to receive. Women, we have a big issue with receiving. We are very good givers. We are not very good receivers. And that is our big, big problem because the world, like people like to give, but sometimes we don't even open our doors to receive because we want to manage everything. So this is what I have learned, that we cannot manage everything. We have to start to learn to let go of micromanaging everything because there's another power up there that is trying to give us, to help us manage the things in a more subtle way. And when we let go of our guard of trying to manage or to control everything, not manage, control, because we know that we can do it better than others, especially as moms, like raising kids. Like we know we're better at doing XYZ than our children. So sometimes we fail in asking for help. And in that help, we're taking away from our children to learn and to provide their gifts to us. And this is a conversation for all women, all different ages, because depending on no matter your stage, we're always learning. But when we seek a different perspective, when we seek our pain to find our passion, that is when the narrative that we have in our brain changes. That is when our thoughts and our opening to the world changes. And that is when solutions come. The universe, God, whatever you want to name it, that which is greater, is always listening. Even if we're not speaking loud with our voice, we're thinking. And those thoughts are always being heard from up there. I'm going to give you a little example. I have a fish tank that is my son's that I've been wanting to sell because he's no longer here and he's no longer going to take care of it. It's like I love it, but I don't want to maintain it. So just this week, I posted it on Marketplace on Facebook a long time ago. And I've been doing a lot of inner work, Bible study, and connecting with Christian people, with my wellness community, with my church. God is bringing to me people who are we're together. We're gonna start. We're partnering, and I'm sharing my experience, my story, because you have your own. But I feel that that is what one solution leads us to learn to let go of individuality and learn to share, expand, and connect to others so that together, whatever that together means for you, and build your own little inner community, your tribe, that together you can go further, you can go stronger, you can do better. God did not create us to be alone, individual. He created us to be connected with others, Adam and Eva, right? We cannot do it alone. We need a partner, and with that, there's a ripple effect. There is so much more that is to be created. So one thing that we must understand is that we are not here to live life alone. And this camera, I don't know what is happening, but I'm still continuing and going back to the universe is listening to our thoughts, our heart feelings, our desires, deep desires. Sometimes I understand that for many, many, many years, I was so confused, but I wanted a solution and I sought a solution, and that led me to another thing, to another thing, to another. That's why they say just put one step on top, on front of the other. Sometimes it's the smallest things that lead us to that path of goodness, of wellness, of joy. But we need to learn to keep moving forward, little bit at a time. So, going back to my example, I was thinking like, oh, I already posted that I wanted to because I wanted to repost it on Marketplace this past week. And it's like, okay, it's been there. So I was about to post it or to do something, but just the thought about it, all of a sudden, I receive a message on Marketplace, and it's a person who wants to buy or who had questions about the the fish tank. And he said, well, I asked him, like, because I don't know if I can trust, right? Everything is about trust. If we don't trust, we don't want to do business with anybody. So this trust is a very, very important factor that we have to recognize that, and we have to know a process in order to kind of open the doors to see if I can trust this person. Where is he coming from? What is he about? It's like I don't want a stranger to come to my house and see something that I want. I don't want a stranger in my house, right? It's like the devil. I don't want a devil in my house. So like I had to do subtle messaging and say, hey, well, what is this for? Or what do you do? Or where is it going to go? The fish tank. He said, well, it's for a pre-K. And it's for a pre-K. So he shared his contact, um, and he shared it with the pre-K that he's doing. I was in tears this morning because this beautiful school is like when you have something that is, and I want to cry almost, when you have something that brings you so much joy, or you have gifts, or you have purchased something, for me, it's very, very hard to let go of things because I want them to go to a home or a place where they're valued because our belongings are valued. They carry our energy, no matter what it is, a pair of shoes, a pair of uh, a blazer, a car, anything that is your possession, it has been impregnated with your own energy. And to let go, that's why a lot of women also, or we have issues having letting go because it's our things. And letting go and letting God, right? It's like letting go and letting God, but it's all an evolution. And all this evolution, but I'm sharing all these little evolution things about trust, about how to manage that trust, and how to start opening the doors instead of closing. Because it's very easy to say, oh no, fear, like fear comes to our brain and like, oh no, panic attack. No, I'm not gonna sell it. But what if this transaction, if this is not a transaction, it's a transformation for both sides. I, my middle child, I want to share a little bit of background. My middle child had issues with learning when he was little, and I was a seeker of solutions. So I found a Montessori school for him. That was incredible. I had studied some Montessori, and it was incredible. And what he learned there was like for a mom, it was feeling like I was in the clouds. I landed on something beautiful. Again, seeking a solution from a pain, a worry of a mom, figuring out what is best for their child. So life has given us a lot of little lessons to figure it out. As women, we are very wise. We are very intelligent. God has given us so much power, but we let go of that power because we let other people put their power over us. So learning these things, awakening, is what bring us back to our power, finding those solutions. So my son learned a lot with this Montessori school. So I have a very deep um, recognition or deep acknowledgement or deep heart for Montessori schools. And then this person said, this fish tank, this fish tank is for my Montessori school. It's like a half day school. I need to feel this feeling. And I'm going to share it with you because this is how women connect to each other. Deep down in pain or joy, these are tears of joy, realization that everything we do with the heart is for the greater good. Oh, the reason that I wanted to share this with you. And I hope you're feeling it, wherever you're hearing it from. If it's touching your heart, I've done my work because we need to feel heart to heart. As women, sometimes oh, life becomes very lonely. And I have felt that for so many years. And for me speaking, I can feel a knot right here. Yes. The body knows what it needs. And sometimes all we need is just to share, to express, to voice what we need. We cannot keep it all inside of ourselves. When we keep it to ourselves, that is poison for the body. That leads to a lot of illness. And that is a question of so many people. Like, why am I so sick? Why do I have autoimmune disease? Why? All these questions that we ask us ourselves as women, give our power, we give our power to all the medical field. I'm not against medicine, but if we are only relying on medical perspective about life, about our health, we are doing a disservice to the world and to ourselves. We have to learn to trust. I was talking a little bit about trust. Who do we trust? What do we trust? I am doing some Bible study and I'm going in connection with the church now. But for all my 57 years, I did not have a foundation on this. I didn't feel a foundation, so it's been building. And I think it's part of me that needed to be completed so I can share with more authenticity, trusting that what I share is going to impact somebody else and open the doors. It's an invitation for me to you to open your doors, to learn about you, to trust what to trust, who to trust, so that you can do your inner work. Because there's no better gift that you can give yourself, especially in this season of perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, when you feel so alone, when you feel so broken, when there's so much disarray in life. Your relationships are also broken. I know because I've lived it. And every woman in this season has broken relationships or arguments and not understanding. So the more we understand ourselves, the better we will be able to connect with people in the world, in our lives, in our family. Our family deserves our best self. Are we working towards it? I know I'm rambling, but I want to share like with everything, the little examples that are behind the scenes so that you understand your own process. An invitation to seek within, but to seek a different way from an outside source, but to have that person or whoever you're seeking help from, know that if that's me, I would love that. But if it's somebody else, it's like my invitation is to seek help that is going to lead you to learn more about yourself, not about doing more, about being more. That is the most important thing. When you learn how to be more, you stop the scroll, you stop the checklist of all the things that you need to do. You first need to learn to be so that you can do all the things that you want to do in life. So wrapping back up to trust. So I connected with this person. I trusted. I just watched his website and he has a picture of his wife and him and their mission. And I started crying because it just I don't even know this person just by a text, but I know that God has an intention to connect us, or to expand this mission, his vision, and if not, if anything, it's just this fish tank that I know that is going to help so many little children bring peace to their life, because sometimes homes are chaotic and kids that are in Montessori are special. They're gifted. They 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 are very individual, unique. Everybody is very unique and individual, but usually people who are seeking for schools that are Montessori are dealing with certain things. So what a better, beautiful gift to have this fish tank and all these little fishies impact so many kids. And that is the kind of work that I like doing. Is like for me connecting with one soul that can ripple in one message, one conversation, one coaching plan, a book. I'm writing my book. All these little impacts of when we find our wisdom, when we find our voice, when we find our mission and our calling, it just spreads through our pores. And that is why I wanted to bring this message to you today. So to start wrapping it up is like we need to seek, when there's fear, let's start seeking some faith, because fear leads to destruction and corruption. Faith leads to connection, to certainty, to love. And when we lay our foundation in faith, in that which is greater, which for me, it has taken me 57 years to really work deeper in this area. And I'm finding so much solutions now. Because I also got inspired this morning from another friend who was doing a little video that we talked of a couple of weeks ago, and she's learning so much about her relationship with God, and also she's in her midlife. And I said, well, start doing some videos so that you can share what your knowledge is while you're learning it, because other people get to learn from what you're learning, from your own gifts. So now she's proud that she's done 4 videos, and today she impacted me. So this is how the gift of giving, when we learn something and we share it with someone else, that might be the only gift that we get to, that person gets to receive. So always smile, no matter what. Always smile, always share your pains with others, because when we share, we open the door for a solution. Don't try to seek solution on yourself. The answers are within, but you have to learn how to. Don't ask yourself how to, because that is where we are in the mud. How do I do this? And then you go into the rabbit hole to try to figure it out on your own. No, no. We're taking away from other people to share those gifts to us. And actually, that can lead us to go much faster when we connect with others that can give you a solution. I'm going to give you one more example. I was talking with someone and I needed some more legal things that I need to work on. And I have been delaying because I'm making something very big when it's not so big. And she said, "Oh, no, I can do these papers for you and this price, and it's so much cheaper than going through all the legal, like so many other things. It's still legal." But she gave me a solution, and then she said, "Oh, call this person, go this here." And they're like, "Oh, by me sharing my story, she already opened like three different channels." And like that key, what does that give us and me? Peace of mind. When we have peace of mind, we have clarity, less confusion, less stress. Stress leads to cortisol, which leads to inflammation, which leads to digestive issues, which lead to brain fog, which lead to autoimmune diseases. See how things can grow? And they grow and grow and grow. The more we stay quiet, in the less we speak what we need, the more trouble we're causing to ourselves. I'm on a mission to providing this space of coaching so women can learn to speak freely, to trust themselves in the process of coaching, to bring clarity to their mind so that they can have peace, so you can have peace of mind and know what is the next right step for you. Just my client yesterday was saying, Mike, is like, I just want peace. That is my next step. She's almost at the end of her coaching program. And she says, my next step is like, I want to find a place that really brings me peace. What that means, I have no idea. But I just want that peace, that sense of peace. And she's battling with her weight. So again, it's like the more peace that we can live with every single day, the more our weight goes down, the easier it is to manage our illnesses, our struggles, our excess weight, because excess weight is just protection. It's God's protection, right? So I did not, this is not a preaching, but it's compensating everything. So in short, faith, trust, patience, peace, power. Perimenopause leads to power. So with that, I am closing this conversation with you. I hope this is enlightening wherever you listen to this conversation. I hope it brings a little bit light of you. And if anything resonated with you and you want to learn more about what I do, just type mikeswellness.com. That is my website. And you can learn more. Actually, this is going to be on my blogs. So you can listen to that conversation. It's in my YouTube channel. And I will hope I can blast it in more places. But thank you so much for taking the time for listening to me today. I have done my part today. I feel so good now and relieved that I have recorded this, even for myself. In 10 years, I want to see what I was going through at my 58 and how I'm starting to discover what I'm here for and what I'm here to do. And that is the beauty of living a good life, a well-lived life with joy. So with that, I just want to say I love you. Thank you so much for your patience and for following me with this. Have a brilliant, beautiful day.